Hi, thanks for joining me today. My name is Ryan Mason, and I am an exercise physiologist with UK Health and Wellness. I'm also a certified strength and conditioning specialist through the National Strength and Conditioning Association, and I'm a PhD candidate here at UK in the exercise physiology department. Today, we're going to be talking about breathing during exercise. So, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about cardiovascular exercise and then as well as some strength training or resistance training and how you should be breathing whenever you're doing these types of exercise. So, first, we're going to talk about cardiovascular exercise and how breathing relates to it. Um, as you might know, if you've ever done any running or any type of cardiovascular training, what tends to happen is we tend to accelerate our breathing. And this actually ends up being a bad thing because we're not taking deep breaths and we're going too shallow. So there's something called tidal volume, which is kind of the volume of air that is still in your airway, where it's not making it all the way out to expel, so you can bring in fresh air. So this is can lead to hyperventilating, but essentially we're not getting as much oxygen into our lungs as we could be. So nice deep breaths are always good during cardiovascular exercise. And one technique that's taught is to go in through your nose and then out through your mouth. So making sure that we're really filling the lungs out, filling them up with that fresh air that we're bringing in. So on top of that, sometimes even whenever you're trying to do this, it can be a little difficult to slow our breathing rate down. So something that you can try whenever you're doing something like running is you can try to tempo your breathing with the exercise that you're doing. So in the example there, if you're running, you would focus on maybe during a left foot strike, that exhale, and then during the right foot strike, the inhale. So we can get up and we can practice that a little bit now because we're not currently exercising. This is going to seem a little bit fast, but keep in mind that if you were actually engaging in cardiovascular exercise, your body would already be trying to accelerate your breathing. So let's give this a shot. So with this scenario, you're jogging in place, right? So we'll just do a slow jog right now. And now you're just going to focus on the exhale on your left leg and then inhale on your right leg. Ready? All right. So, like I said, seems a little fast right now, but if you're in a state where you already feel like you're kind of starving for air, you're going to be breathing that fast. So, um, focusing on those parts of the movement to help you tempo your breathing could help you out in the long run. So now we're going to shift gears a little bit and we're going to talk about breathing during strength training. So I work with people strength training all the time. And whenever we're talking about form, a lot of times there's more important components to keep us safe. But breathing has its place in form for just about every exercise. And sometimes people ask me about it and I tell them when to be breathing. Other times I just kind of observe and see when people are breathing. Sometimes people intuitively do it at the right time. Sometimes people are way off. So um, the kind of golden rule or the easiest way to think of this is we're going to exhale through the sticking points or the concentric portion of the exercise. So when the muscle is shortening. So the easiest example for me to bring to this is a push up. So the concentric portion of a push up for the chest is whenever you push down against the floor, right? So during that motion, you should be exhaling. So you can inhale. Okay. And so that really goes for just about any exercise. So whenever you're doing the work of the movement that you are targeting in a muscle group, that's when you should be exhaling. So if you are thinking of it from another term, anytime the weight is going up in exercise, that's probably when you should be exhaling. So we're going to go ahead and demonstrate this with a squat and a push-up. So you can do this with me together. So first, we're going to go with a squat, okay? And so for a squat, the eccentric portion is going down. That's when we're elongating our quads and glutes. And then the concentric portion is when you're coming up, okay? So you'd be inhaling on the way down, and then exhale on the way up. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so now I'm also going to demonstrate with a push-up. So it works in the same way whenever we're doing a push-up. Okay, so we're in this position here, and then as we come down, nice deep breath in. Exhale on the way up. Okay, so hopefully that worked out. Hopefully it felt pretty natural. So these techniques here are good for any type of resistance training. So this is pretty applicable across the board if you're exercising. If you're using bands, dumbbells, barbells, just body weight, if you're in an office, doesn't really matter. It's pretty much the same philosophy all the way around. Exhale as the weight goes up or through the hard part of the exercise. So there are some more advanced techniques that we're not really going to get into today, particularly if you're talking about training in like powerlifting or something like that. There's something called the Valsalva maneuver, where you're actually holding your breath through sticking points, and that kind of increases your inner abdominal pressure, keeps your core a little safer. But we're not going to work on those. If that's something that you're interested in, you can always schedule a consult, get some one-on-one time with me, and we can go over that sort of thing. But for today, we're just sticking with the basics. So that concludes our talk today on breathing during cardiovascular exercise and breathing during strength training. Always remember, you can schedule a consult with us. Also through the Health and Wellness website, you can schedule a consult if you're interested in what the folks over in Eat Well and Be Well are doing. But thanks so much for joining. I'll see you around. Thanks.